Welcome to the second webinar in a series focused on developing and implementing strong local literacy plans. This webinar's topic is planning for explicit instruction, intervention, and extension in local literacy plans. I am Dr. Lisa Holliday-LaBeouf, your guide through this series. If you missed our first session on setting and monitoring SMART literacy goals, you can find the recording and slide deck in our literacy library on the department's website. Our objectives today are to ensure that you are able to examine your school and system needs around implementing explicit and systematic instruction, interventions, and extensions, incorporate specific action steps into your local literacy plans, and connect those action steps to plan your SMART literacy goals around your instruction, interventions, and extensions. In this webinar, we will take a look at how explicit instruction, intervention, and extension activities fit into program-focused goals and your overall literacy plan. So we'll talk about those goals, what that looks like in your local literacy plan, what guiding questions you should consider when structuring your local literacy plan, some action steps you can take to address in your literacy plans, how you should communicate your plan, align it to other initiatives. We'll also explore some resources available in the literacy library, give you a preview of support to come, and how to maximize this impact at the school level. Our literacy pillars drive our work. Our first webinar focused on setting and achieving SMART literacy goals. This session's focus is how to implement explicit literacy instruction along with interventions and extensions to address all students' needs. Additional pillars and sessions to come will be focused on ongoing professional growth that allows us to constantly improve, ensuring families are our partners in everything we do. And all of this work is grounded in a foundation of equity across all literacy practices so that every learner has opportunities and access every day. Let's take a look at how explicit literacy instruction, interventions, and extensions fit into your local literacy plan. When thinking about program-focused goals, you are setting goals around how the programs used in your school will meet the needs of your diverse student population. Implementing core instructional programs, interventions for struggling readers, and extensions for on-level or benchmark and above readers all work toward achieving high student results. Considering what programs you are using and how they will address and impact all students, including subgroups, is integral when setting your program-focused goals in your local literacy plan. Let's take a look at where this specifically fits in the local literacy plan template. A reminder that this template is an optional guide that can be used to develop strong, cohesive literacy plans. In our literacy library, there is a template that you can follow if you'd like for the local literacy plans. On the next few slides, we'll take a look at the guiding questions that are addressed in this template, but let's take a look at how it actually appears on the template. When you open the local literacy plan template, it will open as a fully editable Word doc. The first sections introduce your vision and mission and your goals. That was covered in the first session of these webinars. Identifies members of your literacy team and some schedules for meetings throughout the year. Section 2 focuses on what we're talking about today, explicit instruction, interventions, and extensions. We will work through these guiding questions over the next few slides. And then there's also a table for you to input some action steps specific to your program-focused goals, and there's a sample provided for you there as well. So in that section 2 of the local literacy plan template, there are those guiding questions to help you formulate your goals and plans around effectively implementing instruction, interventions, and extensions. Some questions to consider as you structure your action steps to support your goals are, for each specific plan and activity around literacy, what are your specific action steps? What's your timeline for completion? Who would be involved in completing and implementing these action steps? What are some available resources or some additional resources you may need? How do these goals and action steps align to your literacy goals? And what are your evidence of success going to be? Some additional things to consider and ensure when implementing literacy curriculum and assessments are, how are you going to align these goals to your current research on foundations of reading and language and literacy, that science of reading foundation? What are you going to do about cultural responsiveness consideration, ensuring that all of your students feel seen, heard, and represented? And how can you connect these goals and action steps across content areas? Because we know that literacy isn't just an ELA teacher's job. All teachers are literacy teachers because literacy is everywhere. In reading math problems, understanding vocabulary in science and social studies, all of the different content areas involve some literacy skills. And without a strong foundation in literacy skills, students can struggle across content areas. Literacy screeners, which provide data to drive decisions around instruction, intervention, and extension activities, are an important consideration to support goals. So how will you decide which components will be measured in each grade band or subgroup? This is also a consideration beyond the requirements of K-3 screeners. Think about those upper grades as well. And there are some resources in the literacy library to support you there. How often will you administer screeners? What about progress monitoring, having those checkpoints throughout the year? And what will you do about screening and supporting students in upper grades effectively? Again, go to the literacy library and check out our FIRE and LIFT kits, and those are some great resources to help you support those considerations. The diverse representation present in your student population should be a driving force behind the specific actions that will help achieve your literacy goals. So when you're planning for these literacy interventions for struggling readers and writers, are you including considerations for your students with dyslexia, your English learners, special education students, and also considerations for cultural and dialectical sensitivity and differences? This sample action steps table is available in the template. When developing your action steps to support your goals, you should reference the goal you are working toward, establish a timeline for the action step to ensure accountability and completion, indicate who should be involved in this action step, what resources can be referenced and used, and how you will know that that action step is achieved by stating your evidence of success. In all action steps and goals, it is important to also consider how those goals and actions align to other initiatives. Alignment is particularly important when planning for instruction, intervention, and extension. Instruction should be aligned to the science of reading. Depending on grade levels, cross-content alignment can support educating the whole child. As we talked about, literacy is across all content areas. So when you're planning intervention and extension programs and activities, make sure those also align to the skills and strategies being taught. So if a skill has not been taught yet, a child should not be screened or intervened on that skill because they are not showing a deficit. They may just be showing that they don't know what they haven't been taught yet. So keep that in mind when you're administering screeners and interventions. Aligning across content areas can help support the whole child's development and learning because literacy is everywhere. For more information on support on content literacy, you can reference our content literacy support documents in the literacy library, which is located under the instruction, intervention, and extension pillar category. Communicating all parts of your literacy plan help other stakeholders be informed and provide support. This includes sharing the plan with system and school-based personnel, families, and the community. Foster collaborative relationships by figuring out how they can support implementation. Keep them updated of any changes, updates, and successes of the plan regularly. We also have some resources in the literacy library around involving community partnerships as well as families. There are many resources and templates available in the literacy library to support the implementation of explicit instruction, interventions, and extension. These are just a few of the resources linked here. So this presentation will be uploaded to the literacy library as well in the local literacy plan support section under the top of literacy goals. So these links will be live in that presentation. We have some guidance on implementing literacy best practices in the classroom. We have lots of templates, such as a sound wall with instructions and a complete template ready to use. We have further guidance on targeted literacy intervention and extension activities, as well as a complete set of resources to help provide those for upper grade levels. We have guidance on literacy implementation and practices with recordings of videos like this one. And we also have, just as we have the local literacy plan template, we have individual student literacy plan template as well to help you plan for individual student needs. We also have those content literacy support and presentations in the instruction, intervention, and extension pillar section to give you guidance on incorporating literacy practices across content areas. Looking forward, we will have additional webinars to address the other remaining pillars for inclusion in your local literacy plans. We will also be reviewing and providing feedback on the implementation of literacy plans for all CLSD recipients, because your literacy plan is a requirement of those grants. So we will be providing feedback and support there. We are always releasing new materials and supports, so check that literacy library frequently as we continue to update our resources and tools there. We always announce those in the school system weekly newsletter and our monthly teaching and learning call. We also have partnered with some teacher leader advisors to enhance our supports for diverse learners, cross-content support, and classroom look-fors for leaders. So look forward to those in the coming year. The development and implementation of a literacy plan is in alignment with recent legislation that states beginning June 1, 2023 and triennially thereafter, each school shall develop and submit to the department a foundational literacy skills plan for students in kindergarten through third grade. These are the things that the foundational literacy skills plan should include. And as you can see, they align very well with our pillars. You've got instruction and interventions and supports built in there. Again, the template that we provide is just a resource if you need a template for a literacy plan. If that literacy plan already exists in your system or it is embedded in another plan or set of resources, that is fine. We just wanted to provide a template for those that needed it. That concludes this presentation on including explicit and systematic literacy instruction, interventions, and extensions in your goals and action steps for your local literacy plan. If you have any questions or need any support or additional guidance, or would like one of our team members to come to your location and provide some on-site PD, please reach out to us. Our team email is louisianaliteracy@la.gov, and we are here to help and support you.